We're continuing our discussion about matter. We're going to be looking at the physical properties of matter. Matter can be broken down into two big groups, pure substances and compounds. Today, we're only going to be focusing on pure substances. Pure substances are matter such as water that stays the same whether it is in its solid state, liquid state, or gaseous state. It may have just one type of element, but it may have different types of elements such as water, which we call H2O with its scientific name. So we're going to be looking at independent properties, which are those that doesn't matter about the amount of matter, and we're going to be looking at those on the other side that are dependent on the amount of matter. Let's start with the independent. First of all, density. The density is not going to change whether you have a small piece of gold or a large piece of gold. So it is independent on the amount of matter. Melting point is the same. Boiling point is the same. It doesn't matter the amount of matter that you have. If you have a small piece of gold or a large piece of gold, they're both going to melt at the same temperature. Whether you have a little bit of water or a lot of water, they're going to boil at the same temperature. Now, the smaller amounts may melt faster or boil quicker, but the temperature at which they melt or boil will be the same. The same holds true for solubility. It is not dependent upon the amount of matter that you have. Now let's look at the other side and see some physical properties that are dependent upon the amount of matter. Volume most definitely is. Remember, the volume is how much matter can hold or how much space it takes up. A little box can only hold a little bit of matter, whereas a big box is going to be able to hold a lot of matter. So the size or the amount of matter does make a difference. The same holds true for mass and weight. If you put a small rock on a scale, it's going to be different than if you put a large rock on a scale. The amount of matter in the small and the large rock does make a difference when it comes to mass and weight. Make sure that you know the definitions of each of the key words: pure substances, density, boiling point, melting point, solubility, volume, mass, and weight. The more you understand these words, the better you're going to understand what I have just shared with you. You see, the melting point and boiling point are the same terms that we talked about with the phase change or changing states of matter diagram. If you have any questions about this presentation, be sure and ask Mr. Melton. Thank you.